Harambe YouTube, brand new action figure unboxing for you today. We're actually only going to do one of these, but I got the Gunn brothers from AEW Jazwares. Finally in my collection today, we're going to be unboxing and taking a look at Austin Gunn. And we'll get to Colton Gunn in a later video, so check the channel for that. Now, one thing that I love about unboxing action figures is talking about the actual wrestler that these represent, and my history of enjoying what they do. And from the minute I saw this guy in AEW, even though he wasn't a big name at the time, I was very stoked to see him because I followed his journey from independent wrestling to that point, and he always impressed me. I'm going to open up a little bit while we talk. Actually, I'll get back to the story time in a little bit. We'll just talk a little bit about the packaging before I destroy it. But it's, cool packaging. You get to see everything, the extra hands, the AEW Tag Team belt. On the back, we have a fake signature along with a picture of Austin Gunn from February 8th, 2023 in El Paso, Texas. And on the back, you see the other action figures that came out in this line. You have Julia Hart, who I don't have in my collection. She's a good wrestler. Not one of my favorites. If I see it at a discount, I might buy it. We have Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. To be honest with you, I have multiple figures of both of these guys from Mattel from the time in the WWE, and I'm happy with all of those figures. I don't need two more. We have Orange Cassidy in the darker denim. I actually got the first edition Orange Cassidy. Again, this is going to be like the Julia Hart action figure. If I see it at a discount, I may pick it up. And then we have Konosuke Takeshita. And this is going to be one that is definitely on my must-get page. He has a couple of action figures. He has a ringside exclusive. And we have this one right here. I'm probably going to get this one because those ringside exclusives, as cool as they are, they can be a little bit pricey. So now that we talked about the packaging, let's get into it. Now, one thing I like about Austin Gunn is that despite being the son of a famous professional wrestler, he didn't lean on his father's connections or legacy. Yes, he used his father's wrestling last name, Gunn, but that was it. I remember seeing him for the first time in Ring of Honor, and, they went out of their way to really not bring up Billy Gunn, his father, and his whole style and the way he worked in the ring and personality is completely different than what his father did. And at the time, his father was working for WWE, I believe. And I thought to myself, well, this guy's going to be in WWE, of course, because his father is there. And no, he didn't use his connections to get in WWE. He grinded it out, making his own name in the indies. And him and his father did eventually end up in the same company. That's another action figure I'm going to want to get, is the Billy Gunn action figure. But they really didn't even interact on television on AEW for quite a while after Austin had already debuted and worked his way up from doing the AEW Dark YouTube show before he actually started working on AEW television. And so I am a big fan of this guy. He really puts a lot of effort into being a better wrestler, into looking the part, and to developing his personality. And what a lot of people don't know is he is a very talented rapper as well. You could look up his stuff on YouTube. You will be surprised. I know I was. I am actually surprised that he doesn't use it in his wrestling gimmick. But, yeah, very, very talented guy. I think the one thing that could hinder him, and maybe it could have hindered him in WWE, is he doesn't have his father's height. And for a lot of wrestling companies and a lot of wrestling fans, being tall is a must. Me, I don't care how tall you are if you can wrestle, and the guy can wrestle, he can do music, and he has a big personality. So the way that I do my evaluations and my reviews is we talk about appearance, we talk about after appearance, we talk about articulation. And then after articulation, we talk about accessories. So that is how I do my action figure reviews. So to start off with, the appearance, it's actually a very good looking action figure. The face scan, I'm not sure how they did it. This, to me, in my eyes, looks more like Billy Gunn than Austin Gunn does in real life. But maybe that's just my opinion. But they really did a good job on here. You know, you can tell who it is, who it's supposed to be modeled after. And we have the detailed tattoos on the left side of the arm here. And then we have the gear, which is like a lime green paisley design, white boots, and they say Gunn on the white boots. We got the scaling looks right on. Yeah, not a bad looking figure at all. And another interesting fact about him is he actually shares kind of a very interesting distinction with another WWE wrestler, that being Mia Yim. Is that they are technically, him, his brother, and Mia Yim are technically, from what I know, the only three members of the Bullet Club not to ever work in New Japan Professional Wrestling. Back in WWE, when Mia Yim came back, she started working with the Good Brothers and AJ Styles and their pseudo Bullet Club faction called the Club. And, you know, she jokingly asked Jay White, who was the leader of the Bullet Club at the time, am I official? And he was like, yeah, of course. And so she got the nod from New Japan Pro Wrestling's Jay White as an official member of the Bullet Club family. And with Austin Gunn, him and his brother actually, as the they were just the Guns, the Gunn Club, and they actually started teaming up with the Bullet Club Gold, being Jay White and what is his name, Juice Robinson. So they started joining up with the Gunn Club and the Bullet Club Gold, and they changed their stable name to the Bang Bang Gang, but they were part of Bullet Club Gold, despite not working in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And so, yeah, it's a technicality, but it's an interesting fun fact. So anyway, let's get to articulation. If you are a collector of AEW Jazwares, you're not going to be too surprised about the articulation, though there is one thing of note that they have added, that I've noticed in my last few unboxings that I didn't notice in the earlier action figures. And I'll see if I can pull an earlier action figure and show you. Here we got Will Hobbs. Okay, yeah, no. Maybe it's just something that I didn't pay too much attention to. Here we go. Doesn't get much earlier than this. The first AEW action figure, Kenny Omega. And when I was examining this, I am right. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a moment. But starting off with articulation, we have the head. We have a ball joint on the head, and then we have a neck joint that allows you to go front and back, almost a backward and forward bobbing motion on here, and that is what I've noticed to be new with these AEW Jazwares figures. I can't tell you when they started doing it, but I know I didn't notice it in the earlier figures. And if you look at Kenny Omega, the very first action figure in the line, we have the ball joint in the head, round and round, side to side, but I am not seeing, yeah, it's there, but it's not as pronounced. So they definitely made that neck joint a lot more pronounced and giving it a lot more mobility in these later lines. So that's something interesting that I've noticed. We go down to the arms, we go round and round, up and down at the shoulder. We have a cutoff here. We have the bicep cut between the shoulder and the bicep for horizontal movement. Double jointed, pinned elbows. The hands, they detach, but they go round and round where they detach. And then we can go back and forth as well. And then going down to the torso, we have between the chest and the torso, the swivel. And then we have slight left and right movement in the hip joint. Going down to the legs, we're on a ball joint. Do we have a thigh cut? Yes, we do have a thigh cut for horizontal movement. We have double jointed pinned knees, which are not hindered by a knee pad, so we can get the full range of motion there. And then we have a boot cut right at the top of the boot, so there's no unnecessary lines there. I like that. And the heel, we go back and forth, slight side to side. So that is articulation. Outside of that, more mobile neck. Really not too much more going on. And then the hands, let's talk about the accessories first, starting with the hands. It comes with a fist hand on the left hand and the gun pose in the right hand. And it comes with two other hands, both of them grabbing. We got a left and right grabbing hand. So that is that, and it also comes with shades that are a bit flimsy and really hard to put on the character. It actually came with a rubber band attaching them to the head along with the extra long headband, which is a cool accessory. Really flamboyant and makes him stand out when he's on screen with it. And we have, of course, the AEW Tag Team Belt. I actually have, how many of these do I have? I have at least one set, if not two sets. I think I got the first set I got maybe with my Private Party action figures. I think it was either Private Party or the Young Bucks. It has been so long, but yeah, the belts are pretty much the same as they always have been. Not too much new there. The gold is a little bit shinier, and the strap, yeah, it's slightly more detailed there, but it's not any a remarkable change from the first edition tag team though. But yeah, this is a good looking figure here. Looks like the wrestler. You get to see his big personality stand up. I like the scaling, the appearance, the face. It seems a little bit off to me, but it's not nothing egregious. I wish that they would have made the shades a little bit more sturdy, like the shades that came with one of the guys from Private Party or Orange Cassidy. But you can't complain too much about that. And you got the headband, which is iconic with the paisley design that's on the pants as well. So yeah, I would give this action figure a good B+, A-. So that has been my unboxing and review of the Austin Gunn AEW Jazwares action figure. I was able to pick this up from ringsidecollectibles.com, and between both action figures, him and his brother, I paid like $13 each, which is a crazy deal. So go get on that ringsidecollectibles.com while you can. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, keep buying them action figures. Guns up. I'm out.